stream, I think I finally fixed the mic. So let me know if I'm too loud, or if the music's too loud, or anything. But also, I updated my thing, and now I got a little talking avatar. It's pretty cool. Hi, Crystal Heart, how you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, today I'm just animating more shots from scene 11, and I'll play what the rough looks like. So here's the rough that we're animating today.
Just a scratch! Oh, don't be a wooden spoon, Jack! Oh, look, you're bleeding!
Yeah.
Mainly just Luella. I'm really happy with the movement of this, so it's time to clean it up. Yeah, plus I haven't really animated much of Luella on stream or anything, so it's time to give her some love. So I'll get right to it. I'm glad you're doing good. How's your September going so far? Are you excited for Halloween and stuff like that? Oh, do I have plans for Halloween next month? For Nightgrim, mainly getting this scene done as a teaser. I think I'm gonna really aim to get this scene done this month, and then post it as a teaser for next month. So for projects, I think that's my main plan. But for like myself, I still need to figure out what I'm dressing up as. I had a few ideas, but I might just dress up because I'm going to a little Renaissance fair in October, so I might just dress up as my Renaissance fair outfit. Hello, Doodle. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. Again, let me know if my mic is too loud or if the music's too quiet or anything like that. I'm still in the early stages of figuring out all the streaming stuff. Yeah, it is fun. I'm getting back into going again. It's really cool. And this time I'm going as a semi-night person, which I've always wanted to do, so I'm very excited. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you. What's up, Punk Lord 117? This is gonna be the best stream ever. My favorite genre of music? That's so hard to answer. I like a lot of music, so it's really like I feel like I'm very eclectic, and I mean that in the literal sense where I'll listen to like electronic music, and then the next thing I listen to will be like classical or like weird tribal Nordic music. You just never know. I'd say I generally lean towards maybe like softer electronic music. Like Owl City and stuff like that. That's kind of my comfort zone. That's my go-to. But I also really like older like swing music and stuff too. So it's just like, you know, it really depends on my mood. Thanks. I'm really happy. I downloaded a little like I don't know if you call it a mod or something for the software I use, the streaming software, and it allows you to do reaction images, so it makes it more interesting. My 3 favorite music artists? Oh my gosh, you're making me, these are such difficult questions. Owl City, I think, like I mentioned before, is like definitely a go-to. Like whenever I'm just like I need to chill or I'm like overstressed or something, I just listen to Owl City because he's just such a feel-good artist. But then I'd say Daft Punk is definitely right there. It's a hard choice between Daft Punk and Owl City. And then for a third one, that's so hard. I'm gonna say like ABBA or yeah, ABBA. I might think of something else, but those are my solid 3: Owl City, Daft Punk, and ABBA. Thank you. What's your top 3? Of course the same ones. Yes, it's because you have good taste. Lately, I have been listening to a lot of Beach House. I don't know if I would put them like in my top 3, but they've been in my kind of looping artists in the past, like I'd say year. But particularly the Depression Cherry album, so good. Edgy name, but it's a good album. Oh wait, I do also like Aurora. Oh, I just remembered that. Darn. I'm gonna keep my answers, but Aurora's good too. It's very, yeah, May vibe. It's because it's like it has that electronic thing while also having chill vibes, I guess, while also using slide guitar. I love slide guitars so good, like so much. They're so underappreciated. I love Running with the Wolves. It's so good. That's just a classic. I've come to really like the Gods We Can Touch album. It's just every single track is so good. Oops. What was the very first thing that sparked your interest in animation? Oh, I have to really dig. I think there's a few things. Like, my interest in animation in general, I think goes back to, like, growing up on a lot of animation. But I'd say, like, if I had to pin it on one piece of media, probably, like, Prince of Egypt would be one. I think I talked about it on my last stream, but Prince of Egypt is, like, such a big inspiration to me. But as for, like, getting into animation as a main profession, I'd say the creator of FNAF, Scott Cawthon, is a really big inspiration for that really sparked my passion for pursuing it as a career. What's your favorite lo-fi song? Oh. My favorite lo-fi song is probably Above Us. I think it's by H.1 or something like that. Love that one. It's really chill, but it's what's going on there? But it's like a Edgar Allan Poe poem being read, and it's really pretty. Oh, I see the problem. Spoopy. It is very spoopy. Yeah, I love Edgar Allan Poe. Really cool poems. I also like The Mask of the Red Death. That one's just so disturbing and so like, ooh. Yeah, I think the one that's read in that track I mentioned is called Alone or something like that. I think that would be my favorite poem by him. It's so simple yet like very effective. Yeah, I saw a really cool animation on it. There was a collection of animated Edgar Allan Poe short stories. I think it's, where did I see it? Might have been on Netflix or something. And they only chose a few, but one of the ones they chose was Mask of the Red Death, and it was so creepy. I loved it. I'll have to find that again. Wasn't he the one that also wrote the one about the heart underneath the floorboards or something like that? Or was that another writer? Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. Great minds think alike. um, that one's really good. He is the most gothic man of all time. He he's like the definition of goth emo. Him and Mary Shelley. I don't like how I drew this eye. 3/4 eyes, man. Death of me. Too slanted, that's probably what the problem is. There we go. You live for. Teach me your ways. I struggle. Sometimes I can do it, and then sometimes, most of the time I struggle. It's just what's the hardest thing to draw for you? Probably feet. I've come to actually somewhat enjoy hands. I don't fully enjoy hands, but I somewhat enjoy hands. And I'm learning, but with feet, oh my gosh. I can't, like, it's when you draw the toes. Like, I think I can kind of do like feet wearing socks, and even shoes I've started to get better at, but just like bare feet, I struggle. I'm better at drawing bare werewolf feet than like bare human feet. I mean, if that doesn't tell you something. Yeah. I get the symmetrical thing because you can really play around with the perspective of it. I overall I think I like 3/4 except for that one eye. It's just like a little funky. But yeah, legs in general. I've come to like drawing legs, like thigh and calves, but and then when you get to the feet, it's just like, okay, just cut it off there. We don't need to draw those. We don't do that here. It really would make life easier if we were just floating torsos. That would be amazing. So hard to keep track with all the lines. A little braid. It's just, I have that down. It's ingrained in my memory. How are scenes 7 and 8 coming along? It's going slow. I decided to like not work on those at the same time as this one because this one is the big action scene. I want to get this one out of the way, and then hopefully when this one's done I can it'll like snowball roll, because a lot of the other scenes like 7 and 8 are more talking, learning more about characters kind of scenes. So I really wanted to get like the hard stuff out of the way first, so I can like focus, I guess. I don't know, but they're going good. The backgrounds are being made. I'm working with some background people, and all the backgrounds for scene 7 are finished. So now I just need to finish one animation shot for it, and then for scene 8, there's a lot of animation done for it, but the backgrounds just need to be made. So it's kind of like a, yeah. But they're looking really good. The comps that I've done are like, they're so pretty. But yeah, they're good. They're good. Slow, but quality. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to like pace myself. I'm a little like frustrated that it is going a bit progress is going slower than I'd hoped. But at the same time, I have to remember I'm the only one animating this, and I'd rather it be more quality than just getting it done and out there. So, because, as long as it gets out there, that's when it's quality, it's going to be more memorable rather than getting it out on quote unquote time and it looks bad. So, I don't want that. But I already have some people kind of lined up to help me with animation when the pilot's out. Because as soon as the pilot's out, I'm gonna get straight to work with the next episode because the script is already done. Like it's already written. And in fact, the next episode was going to be part of the pilot, but we decided to cut it in half and then add more to the second part of it as its own episode, so it's a lot more interesting and doesn't feel as rushed. So, yeah. If you were to oh no, if you were to make a persona of your own, what animal would you pick? Well, Punk Lord here actually designed me a persona, and so at first, I'll tell you my thought process. At first, I was like, a wolf would be really cool. I think like a wolf would be what I would want to be, what I would strive to be, because they're all like noble and stuff. But also, wolves are like used a lot, and I also wanted to be an animal that was more not done as much. So I feel like I would be a stoat. They're like a weasel species, and they're really cute, and yeah, I'm a stoat. So that would be my persona, is a stoat. Although my second choice, if I had to choose another, would be a squirrel. I would choose like a reptile, like a bearded dragon, but because they don't have fur around them, I don't really count them as like a persona thing. Yes, speak of blue, stoat. I really gotta do something with that design you made me. It's so cute. What would be your guys' personas? I love that this is what the stream conversation has turned to. But to be fair, I guess this is a werewolf story, which is basically a persona, so I'm kind of asking for it. Oh, a rabbit, of course, naturally. If you didn't do a rabbit, I'd be concerned. Oh, cats. Now that I think about it, you don't see a lot of like cat personas. You see a lot of like dog ones. I like that idea. Would you guys do like stylized, like if you did like a suit, would you do the stylized or would you do like a more realistic take? Because I know that some people do different styles like that. we go. I said I sort of liked drawing hands. That I'm gonna regret saying that in a minute here. That didn't go as bad as I thought. I do an edgy style, not exactly. Yeah. Realistic, kind of like instead of the cartoony anime style, it's like more like truly anthropomorphic, like a werewolf, right? Like it's more has more realistic, like let's say if you were doing a wolf, you would be like more realistic wolf features and eyes and stuff like that, with slight stylization to match the anthropomorphic qualities. Yeah, hands are like it's that's a really good way of describing hands. Satisfying when you get it right. Luckily, I try to stop. Oh, miss, your arm is not right. I really make a point to make sure Luella has thicker features, because she's not supposed to be a skinny mini. The only reason why she might look skinny is because she wears a corset. We do stand. Well, especially because it just doesn't make sense for the time period, because this is Victorian era, and she is more higher class, so it would make more sense if she was a bit of thicker build, because usually back then, if you were thinner, it meant you were more poor because you couldn't afford food. So, I don't know, trying to think of it in more realistic historical terms. I get so like mad whenever I watch these historical period dramas and everyone's like like everything's so wrong. And I'm just like, oh no, I guess they didn't do their research. Do I have any? Oh, I do. Charles is actually that. It's not like super. It's not really shown because I don't really do romance and stuff isn't really focused in the story, because it doesn't add to the story. Therefore, if it doesn't add to the story, but it's slightly suggested in season 2. Slightly. And even then, it's more like, well, you could interpret it another way, but canonically. But yes, I do. And the main character is asexual, and then Luella here is actually demisexual. So we got a whole spectrum going on here. Hands. You feel seen. Yes, that's my goal. I mean, again, it's not like super shown or anything. Even like the asexual thing isn't mentioned at all. Especially because they didn't have that term back then or anything, but I kindly ask fan artists in the future to remember the canon. Especially because I know people are gonna ship Luella and Jack, and that's fine. Just do it respectfully. Because I don't really know Jack's romantic orientation. I think he's demi-romantic. He's just a little oblivious. So many lines. Yeah, exactly. I really didn't want to do that. Especially, again, because it's not important to the story. Like, if it was important to the story, then yeah. But I think when it comes to, like, portraying love, I always refer to this quote I read that Hayao Miyazaki said, which was about portraying love as like not as like a instant romance between a boy and a girl just because they're in the same story, but instead portraying them in a way that they inspire one another to live, and by doing that you are accurately portraying love. So I think I try to focus more on that kind of portrayal of love, where it can be platonic, it can be whatever, but they're inspiring each other to live, and in that way it's a pure love, no matter how you interpret it. And so I guess you could say I do have like a found family type of love portrayal, because Jack's an orphan and kind of is looking for that, but yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a very big romance person. In fact, my other story idea I came up with the other day is a literal, like, romance story. But, there's a time and place for it in the story. And, like, sometimes I watch... Well, I guess my main complaint with that isn't the romance, it's the other thing. But even then, it's like, if it doesn't add to the story... Like, which movie was it? I can't remember what that one movie was called, but... Oh, what was it? It was about it's an animated film about the guy that's blind. I can't remember what it's called now. But there's... The romance in that is so forced. It's like... It's like, what? They have like no chemistry, and it's literally just there just because romance. So, man, I can't remember what that movie's called now, but yeah. Oh, eyes are too big. Oh my gosh, her eye. Oh, no worries. Make that dinner. Gotta eat. Take your time. I'm just hanging out. Yeah, for real. Just because they are the opposite gender in the story, they must now. It like it's not even realistic. Like, it's, I don't, I really don't understand. Especially if it's not like a romance movie. Like if it's a romance movie, that's what you're there for, right? I am a sucker for like screwball comedies where the whole plot is guy and girl meet under weird circumstances and they fall in love. Like those are really funny, but I'm watching them because of that. If I'm watching like a horror movie or I'm watching a action movie, I'm there for the action. I'm there for the horror. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, why did I do that? Oh my gosh. Not the best friend. Oh, that's why. I like doing hair physics. Sometimes I just don't do it right. I should be doing these on different layers, but I'm working in vectors, so it's not that big of a deal. Is that an angel I see? Bestie? I'm so glad you're here. How you doing? I'm so glad to hear that. That's good. Hello, Augie Cat Emo. I hope I pronounced that right. How you doing? Thanks for joining. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good. We're just animating a Luella here, getting angry while she's worried about Jack because he just got like mauled by a lycan. What is my least favorite part of the animation process? In the process of making an animation, making the backgrounds. I part of the reason why this scene is taking so long is because I'm also doing the backgrounds on this scene, and it is not fun. it's not fun. So I'd say like in the entire animation film process backgrounds, but in the like animation production process that's like strictly the movement of the characters, probably the cleanup. I actually enjoy doing roughs a lot more because you can make more not messy lines, but like lines that aren't perfect, you know? And with those lines, the like kind of the messiness of the rough lines adds to the fluidity of the motion. And then when you like try to translate it into I'm sure you get this in just sketch to cleanup, right? It's like the sketch looks great, and then you go to clean it up and you're like, what happened? So it's like the difficulty is really translating that fluidity from the rough into the cleanup, and sometimes I don't think I do it very well. But but at the same time, sometimes it's really satisfying to see it all colored and cleaned up. So I noticed my cleanups are better for like facial shots rather than I mean, maybe that's for everyone, but like rather than like full body stuff. But yeah, I'd say that. Ooh, you're doing your own project? Which, what project is it? We might. Are you in one of the zine things? Or is it from the Creator Nation Discord? Oh, that's nice. I totally forgot. Cool. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. Are you graduated, or are you taking the animation classes at SFSU? Awesome. Is it like a series you want to turn into an indie project, or are you hoping to like put it together and then pitch it to a studio? Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, those animation classes there are great. I'm they're very supportive and nice. Ooh, a fellow gothic fantasy project. I'm so on board. We love gothic fantasy in this household. That sounds really cool, though. You can't go wrong with monster stories, honestly. They're always just so fun. What's your studio called? If you don't mind me asking. Oops. Keep doing that. That's fair. It took me a little time to work out a name for. Well, I mean, I guess it's a studio name. It's just more of an artist name, Kitty K Studios. I suppose. Yeah, I guess it's a studio name. Yeah, it took time though, because I had some other ideas, but that one just seemed right. It's like kind of reminds me of some people call me Kit Kat, so Kit Kat, Kitty K. Yeah. Oh gosh. Willow, what happened to your hand? Oh my goodness. Hands. cool. You're mainly storyboard artist? I have so much respect for storyboard artists, man. Oh my goodness. I enjoy storyboarding, but it's another one of those things where I I enjoy it, but I don't think I'm necessarily like the best at it because my storyboards are so sketchy. So like only I can tell what's going on. Which I guess works if you're a one person studio, but not very effective if you're working with other people, you know? Oh my god, why? Why is her hand like this? That'll do. Oh yeah, I use Clip Studio Paint X as my main animation software. I am currently learning TV Paint and Moho though, so I have those under my belt. But this is my primary art and animation software. But I particularly use X because on X you can have unlimited. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just really like I just really like the software. On X you can have unlimited frames for animation. You can also import like 3D models for references, and it's just really nice. It's really nice. You also have access to a whole asset store that people, like a community asset store, so like other artists can upload their brushes and stuff, and it's just really nice. It's really nice. It should just be on, if you just type in Clip Studio Paint, it should like be the first thing that comes up. They have two options now. You can do one-time purchase, which is what I did. And I have a whole opinion about subscription-based stuff, but they do have a subscription-based option if you want like latest updates and such, but honestly, I don't think you need to do the latest updates because the one-time purchase for the X it has everything you need. So, in my opinion, yeah, I can link it in the description after I'm done here if you want. I shall. Yeah, I was really happy with all her movements here that I did, so it's just it's just translating that into cleanup. Yeah, so far it looks good. She do be scolding him. I think this is one of my favorite lines. She calls him a wooden spoon. It's just so funny. I've really tried to make a point to like use a lot of old Victorian slang, and it's it's so funny. Some of these words that they used to say. Wooden spoon being one of them. Thank you. I hope so. Yeah, the only time she really gets angry is when it's like concerned for someone's like safety. Mary Poppins attitude intensifies. Yes. I love her so much. Definitely Mary Poppins vibes. Also, hello Thomas. How are you? This is true. This is true. Except a wooden spoon full of sugar. Am I right? What what I miss? Cue Hamilton. What I miss? Nothing much. Just Luella here scolding Jack for saying he's okay even though he got mauled by a lichen. So what did we talk about? We talked about personas. We talked about Halloween. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, farewell. What's wrong with the emoji? I must know. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm really enjoying using it for the stream because it's nice and casual, and I figured I don't have it on the mix I uploaded onto the Nightgrim channel, but on my streams I included the Dark Wolf theme one that I made because I like it. I just didn't think it fit the vibe for the video mix I made, so it can be appreciated on my streams. Yeah, once this pilot's done, I can get back to doing some more holiday special stuff. Because a couple years ago, I did the Chukka Boo short and the Mince Pies Christmas one. Those were so fun to do. Could cheat this. Let's see if this looks good. Might not. Well, just raise her arm and shoulders. This is why I love animating in vectors. Go, 3/4 eye. My worst enemy. I didn't do too bad on that, let's see. Yeah, it kind of passes. The worst feeling is when you finish an animation and then you export it, but then you like flip it and the entire thing is off. And you're like, oh no. Luckily, this only happened to me like a few times. It'd be better if her head went up here, I think. That's better. She's so angry. I love it. It's looking good. Like I said, I should have had all this on different layers. I don't know what I was thinking. That's okay. We're just working with it. Checking if we saw this. always forget to change the hairline when they look down, and I'm reusing the same position as before. It works. Alex, how you doing? I'm so glad you can make it. I'm doing good. We're just animating a angy little Luella here because she's done with Jack being edgy. Goodness. Cannot get her face right today. She has a very round face. Well, if I do everything right, I'm very excited to see this scene cleaned up because this is one of the more proud animations I've done in terms of acting. So I'm probably not going to be able to clean it all up today. But I'm going to try to get most of it done. At least the line art. Maybe a little color. Yeah, it's so true. I think that's part of what's so fun about animating and why I love it so much is because I do love acting, and it allows me to really act in so many different personalities, and I do use myself as a reference sometimes. Like there's this one scene where I didn't know how to do a certain motion because I never really thought about how you animate that motion. So I filmed myself acting it out, and then I used that as a reference, and it was really fun, and yeah. So it's taking acting classes and stuff definitely helps with animation knowledge and how the body moves in certain emotions and stuff like that. I think it of course helps too that they are like my characters, so I also know them inside and out too. So I know the certain minute details of each expression and the subtleties of another meaning it might have, right? So Yeah, it's fun. I'm too thin again. Oh my goodness, I keep doing that. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. In the audio, she's kind of scolding him, and then she suddenly quickly notices that he's bleeding, which isn't shown on camera, and so she quickly looks down, and then she gasps and covers her mouth like, "Oh, you're bleeding," and I kind of posed her that way because it saves me time not animating the mouth, right? But it also it's effective in showing that, I don't know, I think that's why I really like this shot, because she shows so many emotions in such quick amount of time that it's just really fun to watch, in my opinion. Yeah, sure. Here, I'll play it with the rough, just the rough. I'll pause the music.
Just a scratch. Oh, don't be a wooden spoon, Jack. Oh, look, you're bleeding.
Yeah.
That's the audio. I would leave the audio on, but because I have to replay certain milliseconds, I leave it off so I don't get annoyed. Oh my god, thank you guys so much. Yeah, hopefully it translates well with in the cleaning up. I think it's translating okay. And then I can do the mouth movement after I do now the mouth I do on a different layer. I pretty much always do mouths on different layers, but I should have done the eyes on a different layer, but it's okay. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna love this scene. I'm like really happy with how it's coming out. It's just so cool. I've never done like an action scene before, so I had to like actually choreograph a fight sequence and animate it, and it took a little bit, but that's okay. It's so worth it. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I always make her head either too round or too oval. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work frame by frame, but it's really satisfying. I like 3D animation too, and you don't have to do the frame by frame. And there's definitely qualities to it that are nice. You can't really compare it to, because it's a completely different style. But there's something just so special about frame by frame, because you have more control. Like, yes, it's more work, but because you have more control on how it looks frame by frame, it like looks more like, I don't know how to describe it. It just looks like, I don't know, I feel like it flows better because of that, you know? Yeah, definitely more work. But more satisfying, I think. Originally, I was thinking of, oh, my scrolling thing just died. Hold on. I was originally thinking of making, like, this is very early stages of Necrum. I wanted to do, like, a hybrid animation, like the Paperman short, where, they combined 3D animation with 2D animation, and they, like, animated it in 3D first, and then they added all the outlining and detail of the characters via 2D animation, and they even created a special software, I think they use Meander, I think that's what it's called, to do that. And I was like, oh, that'd be so cool to do like that kind of animation, because the Paperman short is one of my inspirations of in animation. But like I tried my own version of it because obviously I don't have access to Meander, and the sample I did was very bad. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do frame by frame. That's just how it's gonna be. If I did do 3D, which I wouldn't, but if I did do 3D, it probably would have been more like in the style of Arcane or something. Yeah, I think it definitely helps when you're doing digital coloring. A lot of the time, you can do just the paint bucket, right? You just paint bucket, right? And especially with the animation I'm doing for this, I'm not doing shading unless it's like a close up that's not moving. I'll do shading, but I'm not doing shading on every single frame because in post, because I use After Effects, in post and composition, I'll add the shading and it'll automatically follow the outline of the PNG sequence. So that way it saves me a lot of time and it looks better. So it's just kind of a win-win scenario. You don't use paint bucket? Oh, okay. I see. I see how it is. Purist over here. Yeah, I mean, like for small little details, I don't use it. But it really saves time, especially if you're doing repetitive colors on like similar looking poses, you know. But yeah, I get what you mean. Are you excited for I am so excited for Arcane season 2. You have no idea. I am so hyped. I'm so ready. It's such beautiful. Like if the animation looked amazing a few years ago, I can't wait to see just how well the animation improves, if you know what I mean. Like, you know how when you watch an animated show, usually from season 1 to like the last season, you can tell there's a little bit of an animation improvement. I'm so excited to see what they add to it, even though it's already good. Yes, that's a very good point to not use the paint bucket. that would be that would be definitely an interesting art piece of animation. Experimental animation though, that would be really cool. Some sort of splatter piece. I think someone in my class did that as an experimental piece. It's really neat. I haven't seen the latest trailer. Oh my gosh. Wait, there's a trailer? I didn't even see. I'm going to watch that as soon as I get off here. Jinx has the drip. She always has the drip. I love Jinx so much. She does not fail with that drip. Oh, here we go. Here we go. My worst enemy. Fingers. Okay. Go. I did it, guys. I did the fingers. I should do an Arcane character stream sometime and draw the babs. Oh my gosh. yes, that'd be really, really fun. Like, I could either just draw fan art or I could try to like copy the style. I've never actually tried to do that. That'd be fun. Yeah, I need to do more fan art. Like, I do a lot of like doodles that are fan art, but I don't like do a lot of finished fine art. And I think it's because I'm so focused on like my Necrom stuff that I feel weird doing finished fine arts. But like, I do a lot of finished like FNAF art, but I think it's the last finished fan art I've done. But yeah, definitely a Jinx piece would be really cool. What if I could cheat this? Smooth lines are another nemesis of mine. and believe it or not, I have stabilization on. I do. it's on 30. But alas. fingies. There we go. Can I do it? Yes, I can. I think my problem is overthinking. I like overthink something. It's so much more simple to just draw it than think about drawing it. Oh. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out and watching. It was fun talking. Have a good day. Nice. Dinner almost acquired. I'm glad. We're almost done with the line art cleanup. And since we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, I'll probably just finish or end the stream whenever I finish the line art here. Not on this frame, but I mean, yeah. Progress on Necrom's going good. It's slow, but it's happening. Been busy with work stuff and just kind of staying productive, you know? Also been busy submitting to film festivals for my thesis film, which I should be. I want to upload it. I don't know if I should upload it maybe at the end of the year or at the beginning of the new year, but either way, so that's going well. Yeah, just staying productive. That's what's important. I've also been trying to put together a merch shop for Nightgram, and also like an art print shop for just my art. So I've been also working on that on the side. So I ordered an art print sample the other day, so I'll let you know if it's good. But I'd really love to start like doing that. If not, to just have merch of my own stuff, you know. Like even if people don't get anything, I just want stuff for myself. You know? Like I want a little standee of my character. Heck yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Cause like I see some other indie projects that they don't have their pilot out yet, but they still have like a little merch shop, and it helps promote kind of hype for it, and it supports the project at the same time. So it's kind of like a win-win scenario, and you get cool stuff, you know, especially if it's like quality art. So I'm thinking of selling like some posters and some stickers and some fun shirts and stuff. So mugs, you know, I might even sell the double-sided keychain that I had as a prize for the Indiegogo a few years ago, because I really like that keychain. It'd be a waste to not use that design. So that's also something I might do. Oh, good. That's good to know. Okay, I will keep that. And part of it is coming up with ideas for merch stuff, because I'm like, well, what's something that people would buy? Like one merch item I really want to do is like a notebook that kind of looks like Jack's journal, because I think it'd be perfect. It's usable. People would use it, and it's Nightgram related, and it looks cool. So that's something I really want to do, for instance. So just stuff like that. Question: would there be blood and implied gore in Nightgram? Content warnings are there for such. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't want to do excessive gore and blood. Like there's gonna be blood and gore, right? Because you're dealing with, you know, monsters and it's kind of horror-esque thriller, right? But I don't want to do like excessive stuff. I'm someone who likes creative implications of things, and kind of like John Carpenter style, you know, there's implied gore and a little bit of gore. It's just enough gore to make your mind imagine something even worse than what it might actually be, you know. So there will be implied stuff, but not like excessive, you know, like definitely not to the point of like Castlevania blood or anything. But you know, some gore here and there. I'd say like shonen anime, like typical shonen anime blood, you know, where it's like there's blood, but it's not like, you know, it's not like super bad. Yeah, that's what I thought. I really like the keychain. I've given it to a few people, like in my family and stuff, now as like a gift, and I'm like, man, this just looks so cool. So I think I'll definitely have that as an option. Oh, snap! I think we're done with her, other than the mouth. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now with the audio, even though the mouth isn't done, but I like pause the music.
Just a scratch! Oh, don't be a wooden spoon, Jack! Oh, look, you're bleeding!
Love it. I'm very happy with it so far. I would go and do the mouth and coloring, but we have hit the 2-hour mark, so I'll probably end it here. But I really like the idea of doing more of these streams, maybe every other week or something. So yeah, I think I'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. And I post a lot more updates and actual exclusive like finished shots of scenes on my Patreon for Nightgrim. So if you are interested in seeing a bit more updates and more actual creator updates that are in more detail, definitely support me there. Also, I sometimes post updates on Twitter and stuff too. So yeah. Anyways, let me go to my little slide here. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see if I can do another stream in like 2 weeks or something. I think that'll be fun. Get the scene done. Okay. Well, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in a few weeks. Bye.